And welcome everybody back to the fandom zone. It is the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money-taking. The man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying villain in YouTube entertainment today, Mr. General Zod. And tonight, folks, General Zod is going to be a villain. I'm going to be a villain, and I'm going to state my feelings because, unbeknownst to me, due to the late nights that I work and the early mornings, or more accurately, the early mornings and the rather late evenings that I go to sleep, because hours. I've been hearing a lot of bullshit as of lately. A lot of interesting stuff going on that I had to address. And anyone who's been here in the fandom zone knows my feelings about the various things I'll be talking about. But I have to say, this time we are at in our culture is the most disturbing time ever. And tonight I am going to talk about the media and the bullshit that's going on. I'm going
A
to talk
whole
about
shit ton of things from the rundown that I've seen. My God, man.
Man, you forgot the thing with the Simpsons that was just announced.
Hold on. I'm going to get up to all of that. I got a long intro. Bear with me. I got to say something before we get started because I've been drinking. I've been drinking because I really wanted to get the full scope of my rage. The media, these actors, these celebrities, these writers, these creators, they are all a bunch of fucking pieces of shit. Everybody within this culture, hello, Jamie Vick, welcome. You're just getting started in a magical 3 to 4 possible hours of me ranting about this. This is the biggest bunch of bullshit ever. The media are a bunch of hypocrites. And the fact is, look, the fact that I have to feel guilty for being a white male is ridiculous. This has turned into a whole big race thing in a time where we should be united.
Whoa. Not that you have to feel guilty. It's not that you have to feel guilty. It's that you're supposed to feel guilty.
And guess what? I'm here to tell you, all of you media pieces of shit, all of the hypocrisy that's going on right now, I do not feel guilty about who I am as a person, and nobody should feel guilty. I don't feel guilty about any jokes that I've said here on the channel. I don't feel guilty about any of the slip-ups I've had, and I've had quite a few. I don't feel guilty about any of it because we are all human beings. And the fact that you're out there making people feel bad about who they are as a person, and you're trying to convert and change everybody's mind because you media fucks feel guilty for all of the terrible shit you've been doing for over a decade. This shit has been since I'm a kid. And I was born in the 80s, and I lived through the 90s, and this shit is ridiculous. I talked to my mom today, and she says to me, son, Zod, you're a great dictator. I love you. No, if you know my mom, you know that's a bunch of shit. But she said that this is ridiculous. And my mom is a Hispanic lesbian woman in this culture, and she said she is so ashamed with what is going on today. This is not representation. These people do not speak for the majority of people. They pretend and they pander and they act like they're the voice of the mass fucking world. Like they speak for every race, culture, and gender. Newsflash. You people don't speak for the majority. You speak for the ignorant, stupid, uneducated minority, and you actually take these people and you make them feel shitty and useless. And good job, media. Good on you. Fuck Jimmy Kimmel. Fuck IGN. Fuck GameSpot. Fuck the LA Times. Fuck the New York Post. Fuck every one of you half-ass, used-to-be-good media outlets. Fuck NBC, fuck MSNBC, fuck Fox, fuck everybody else who's a media broadcaster. Fuck all of you down the line. You all are pieces of shit. And as a matter of fact, if YouTube cuts me off, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you cocksuckers too. Fuck all of you people on Twitter who are ignorant ass, stupid people who demoralize and degrade other people for who they are. Fuck all of you down the line. I'm so fucking sick of this cancel culture bullshit. You all are ignorant little babies behind a keyboard and need to grow the fuck up and get a pair and man up and actually fucking talk. You guys are all big and bad behind your fucking cameras and behind your keyboards, but you know what? If you guys saw half the people you were talking shit to face to face, you wouldn't say a goddamn thing. And that's the reality of the situation. You guys feel all high and mighty behind your cameras, behind your keyboards, behind your fucking Twitter. But when you come face to face with a person, what do? You do not a goddamn thing. You just go with the crowd. You're a bunch of fucking sheep. And it makes me fucking sick and disgusted. And Jimmy Kimmel, let me tell you something. Before we get into this, Jimmy Kimmel, you can eat a fucking bag of dicks.
Oh, your favorite late night comedian, Jimmy Kimmel?
You're the biggest piece of shit. You know what? I give a shout out to Gary from Nerdotic and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers because they actually took the high road and said they don't agree. Fuck it. I'm glad cancel culture has turned on you, Jimmy, because you've been sucking Hollywood dick. And guess what? They don't like you. They are a bunch of snakes and finally are showing their true colors. And you know what? I hope that fucking hack gets canceled. Fuck him. Welcome to the channel, everyone. How you doing tonight?
Oh, man, he's got a contract with Disney, and he has the appropriate politics.
This has gotten out of hand. This has gotten out of hand.
If we do any topics, can we talk about that fucking Disney one? Because I have something I really, really need to say about it.
No, we are going down the line. I am drinking husky. I am drinking, and I'm going to go down the line because I'm trying to stay in coherent.
No, come on, let's mix it up. This will be fun.
No, we're going to bring up Disney in the order that I'm ready to bring up Disney. Damn it. By the way, welcome back, Cyber. In all seriousness,
so all of these transitions are going to be awful, Husky. These are going to be terrible.
But no, this has gotten to a ridiculous. Dude, I was setting up the stream, right? I've had these topics in our group chat for hours, and then I just turned to Twitter and bam, we all of a sudden got this thing on The Simpsons and all this stuff. And tonight I'm going to do something special. Tonight we actually have a overarching theme, and the theme tonight is going to be cancel culture and the media protecting them, because this has gotten out of hand. Everybody is scared.
I thought you said the theme was media hypocrisy, you bastard.
It all falls into the same thing. Okay, keep up here. I know where I'm going with this, but not really though.
You're drunk.
You guys heard that Dr. Disrespect was banned from Twitch again, right? I think it's permanently. So that's the last time. I didn't know who it was either until a few years ago when they said he was unbanned by Twitch. That's the first time I heard about him. It said he was banned for Twitch for about 5 years and he wasn't banned anymore about like 3 years ago, was it? Yeah, whatever. About 3 years ago, and then now he's banned from Twitch, probably because he went to Mixer before Mixer decided to implode on itself.
Well, I mean, this is the thing that
so Mixer imploded on itself, and then everybody made themselves a Mixer.
Yeah, sure.
Speaking of mixers, I've mixed a lot of Jack and Coke. So, anyways, let's get down to the talk tonight. The first thing I want to talk about So if you guys
what's up,
don't
Stone
know,
Cold Jeremy?
Yes, Stone Cold Jeremy, what up? Good to have you. By the way, shout out to Stone Cold Jeremy. He's been like coming to a lot of my streams. So I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the talks and the reviews and stuff. It's always awesome to have you here. But
Oh,
what I want to talk,
yeah.
hell yeah. But what I want to talk about, I want to talk about that we're going to give you some context here. Jimmy Kimmel has been the biggest piece of shit show with a half-ass terrible late night show. And you know, he has attacked several people, mainly Trump. And look, if you don't like Trump, that's great. If you like him, that's great. But the fact is, the man has no material besides him. If you listen to his jokes, and I watched this movie, No Safe Space. I did a review on it. He threw his former partner, Adam Carolla, under the bus when he became
No
famous and
way.
decided. Oh, yeah. Yeah. When he became famous and decided to suck Hollywood dick, he threw Adam Carolla underneath a big old bus
Hey,
and
man, I'm
said,
not here to question his personal choices.
and you know, here's the thing. Now this culture he's thrown in with supporting canceling certain things and fighting the good fight, he's found himself under fire, and it's for a sketch that he did back years
Karl
ago.
Malone.
Yeah, the Karl Malone, and
everybody love Karl Malone.
Let's hear from the first magazine, the bastion of sanity, the most unbiased magazine ever, the Los Angeles Times. And what is their headline saying? Do you think they're sticking up for this champion of the people? The column reads, what Jimmy Kimmel's lame apology for blackface reveals about comedy. So they're not only just talking about Jimmy Kimmel, they're talking about comedy in general. It's become such an unsafe space because comedians and their jokes, they hurt feelings. Oh, God. You got to hand it to Jimmy Kimmel. It's a tough position, yourself as a progressive social warrior. Jesus Christ. Define yourself as a...
Yeah, it's so tough. So many people think that you're just an evil person when you're a progressive fucking liberal. No, I just think that you're wrong.
No. BB, we're only conservatives when we're talking about him. No, he's not a liberal. He's a social warrior. He is fighting for the soul of society. This man should be put on the highest platform that we have. We should make a Jimmy Kimmel Day. We should have fucking statues. We should have a Jimmy Kimmel celebration.
Push him off and tell him to aim for the bushes?
It's a tough
put
position.
Him up on this platform? Like, I don't know. Is he afraid of heights?
It's a tough position to find yourself as a progressive social warrior while apologizing for your repeated use of blackface. But he did his level best. Recently criticized by many on the right, because it's always the right, it's always the conservatives, it's always us man babies or nerds or whatever they want to use this week as their word of choice, and the left for blacked up impressions of various celebrities on the Man Show in the late 90s. What are we in? 2020? Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. Late 90s and early 2000s. My bad. The NBC late night host finally broke his silence on Tuesday after a very defensive preface. I have long been reluctant to address this, as I knew doing so would be celebrated as a victory by those who equate apologies with weakness and cheer for leaders who use prejudice to divide us. He offered an apology, strikingly specific group, those who were genuinely hurt or offended by my makeup I wore or the words I spoke. All in all, it was tough to separate regret from subtext. Clearly, Kimmel believes much of the criticism comes from people motivated not so much by the outrage over blackface as by the desire to undercut his continued condemnation of Trump administration and his position he's taken about the far right.
Condescension?
Yes. He is not wrong about that. Conservatives, including Donald Trump Jr., have recently pointed out that Kimmel has the eponymous double standard and decrees racism, including past use of blackface by Republicans, but gives liberals like Virginia Governor Ralph Northam a pass. But Kimmel expressed his frustration that these thoughtless moments have become a weapon used by some to diminish my criticism of social and other injustices, and it doesn't help cases at all. If you're going to apologize for using blackface, apologize for using blackface. Don't call it a thoughtless moment because, dude, you wrote sketches, you rehearsed the sketches, you sat in a chair while someone put brown makeup all over you more than once. Then the fallout from Ted Danson, the infamous blackface appearance at the 1993 Friars Club roast of Whoopi Goldberg notwithstanding, you apparently look in the mirror and thought, yeah, this will be hilarious. So not a thoughtless moment. Several considered a very bad choice. Choices that Kimmel was far from alone in making. A few weeks ago, Jimmy Fallon apologized for his use of blackface, and even Kimmel was addressed.
Hey, okay. You know what makes these people different from Robert Downey Jr.? Because, they try canceling him every other week since
they're not
out about it this year.
What makes them different is they allegedly care.
Yeah, that is one. But two,
they got to score virtue points.
Robert Downey Jr. owned up to it, said, one, it's in the past. Two, it's a part of the character in the movie, and he does not regret it at all.
He's because like, it's a
his
movie.
biggest regret in life was his drugs. But even no one calls Eddie Murphy out. No one even calls Eddie Murphy out for his whiteface SNL skit. Why? Because it's fucking hilarious.
No, because right now, there is a thing going around where it is cool to just be hateful and mean and thoughtless to everyone else. Like,
yeah.
The cancel culture serves no purpose right now except for if your feelings get hurt, you can just go on Twitter, you can go on social media, and you can bitch and complain about, oh my God, someone said something and my fifis are hurt, so now I want them canceled. That's what this is about. Look, you know what?
Before I get too far, though, too, remember, Dan Aykroyd did blackface. You want to know what it was? It was Eddie Murphy's Changing Places, or is it Trading Places?
Trading Places.
Trading Places, yeah. It was in that at the end, and there was a whole little joke. And I'm like, no one has done that to Dan Aykroyd yet. And I'm really hoping if they go after him for that, Eddie Murphy steps in, because I'm pretty sure that whole scene, Eddie Murphy wrote it.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The biggest thing that gets me about this whole thing is that people are apologizing for a fucking joke. For a joke. Like, this is comedy. This is exactly the reason why
How the fuck
Todd
am I
Phillips.
supposed to know that Jimmy Kimmel is Carl Malone if he's white?
I mean,
But
this is
the people we
reason.
need on the panel tonight aren't here to tell us what they
This
think
is
about it.
this is the exact reason why Todd Phillips made his comment he did about the state of comedy. This is why comedians are scared to death, good comedians, not the fucking Amy Schumers, because fuck that cunt. This is the reason why real comics are scared to do
I
comedy
don't want to
anymore.
hear what you would do on your downtime.
Oh, no, I wouldn't even. Uh, Amy Schumer is like, that's a topic for another day.
Caught you a little off guard there, hey? Continue.
I mean, I hate Brie Larson with a passion, but I can't say anything about that dress. Amy Schumer has no redeeming qualities. She's hateful. She's ugly. Yeah.
She steals
Anyways,
jokes from people who are funnier than her.
yeah,
That has
and
been
she's a
proven
joke
on
stealer.
multiple occasions, and it's been shown on multiple occasions that she's stolen jokes.
So, I mean, there's a huge difference, but here's the big difference here is that Kimmel he has always thought that he's like this David Letterman, Jay Leno type personality, and the fact is he doesn't have anywhere near the talent of them. So other people write his jokes. He's not funny, and the very thing he pandered to is now trying to destroy him. Hey, happy Dinosaur 8000. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you.
Roar.
But get ready, folks, because I got a lot to say about these people. I've got some fucking dumb articles, and I seriously, this is getting to a ridiculous level. This is getting to a point where people cannot say anything without other dumb fucking people getting on their phones, getting on their social media, and going, we get a hashtag cancel Jimmy down the road because he said something about black people and it was insensitive. And he wore blackface during a Halloween party in '92. I mean, this has gotten way out of hand. And look, Jimmy Kimmel, they should cancel him. Not because of the fact of what he did, but just because of the fact he's a piece of shit and he's got low ratings. He should have been canceled off that. But no, that's not what does him in. Not the fact that no one watches this talentless hack. A joke he made in the 90s is going to be the thing that does him in. Does anyone find irony in this?
Everybody's going to get canceled that got famous in the 90s.
I mean, nothing was politically correct in the 90s.
That's why the 90s was great, because the jokes don't have to be politically correct because they're fucking jokes. That's what's wonderful about them. Jimmy Kimmel can be a black man. Nobody cares when frickin' black men are white chicks.
Yeah, and that turns out to be a great movie. There's one more article that I want to bring by Newsweek.
Whoa. A great movie? A great movie. You think White Chicks is a great movie?
For a great laugh. Good. I mean, it's funny.
I mean, I do get laughs out of it, but it is definitely not a great movie. It might be a good movie.
Okay, all right. I embellished that a little bit. I was feeling the hype. All right, I'm not talking like Godfather level great. I'm talking about for what it is. It's entertaining. Let's put it like that, because
I wasn't like comparing it to the guy. I wasn't saying like I thought. According to all you people that love The Godfather, it's like top 5 films of all time. I don't even think I've sat through that fucking movie because it seems boring as shit.
You know what? You haven't lived until you've seen Sonny in the phone booth scene. That is an iconic scene. That's just one moment. That's just one. God damn it, PB. Anyways,
Cool. That sounds great. That's got nothing to do with this.
I want to bring up a Newsweek article that says, so here we go. Here we go. Now, if this was anyone else, these people wouldn't be defending him. But Newsweek weighs in and says, conservatives weaponize cancel culture to tame anti-Trump celebrities.
What?
Yeah, cancel culture is weaponized to get rid of these anti-Trump celebrities because it's not about the fact that they believe in what they're saying. No, when other people use their cancel culture, then all of a sudden it's a weapon. They're using it to come after us. We never did anything like take off Gone with the Wind because it's racist. We never done anything like that, or say that white people can't voice The Simpsons even though the characters are yellow. What? This is horrible. So anyways, cancel culture is here. It's happening. And it seems like every day there's calls for more cancels for more famous faces on social media. But not always from the voices you would expect. In recent weeks, in the wake of the George Floyd protests, a resurgence of Black Lives Matter movement, the spotlight has been shown on the likes of the late night host show Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon for their past use of blackface or comedy sketches. And among the multitude of voices calling for these celebrities to face the consequences of their past actions are a number of conservative figures in media outlets. A few notable anti-Trump celebrities have been attacked by the right-wing media and the social media.
Wait. Have they said which specific people have tried canceling them yet?
I'm getting to that part. Husky, down. I know you're excited. Hold on a second. I know when we talk politics, you get excited. Calm down. I'm getting to it. My goodness. When Husky found out we had some politics in it, he jumped right in. He was like, politics? That's my favorite subject. A few notable anti-Trump celebrities have been attacked by the right-wing media and social media recently as a part of the recent Black Lives Matter controversy. The tweet from Turning Point USA, a founder of Trump supporter Charles Kirk, pointed out notable celebs caught in blackface scandals. Ralph Northman, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Howard Stern, Joy
you mean
Behar,
Ralph
Sarah
Northam?
Silverman. Yes. Ted Danson, Billy Crystal, Justin Trudeau. We covered Justin Trudeau. Crazy Canadian. This week, Fox
when
News
was
published.
Ted Danson a black guy?
He did it on a comedy, or he did it on a comedy roast of Whoopi Goldberg. This week, Fox News.
I was reminded of a video. You keep going. I gotta post it in the.
That's extra fucking hilarious.
This week, Fox News published an exclusive alleging that Kimmel, who's famously anti-Trump, used the N-word imitating rapper Snoop Dogg in the 1996 comedy Christmas album. However, Fox News has not condemned the vocal anti-Black Lives Matter lyrics of one of its anchors, Tucker Carlson, whose views against the protests have several major advertisers pull their sponsorship from the Tucker Carlson Tonight in recent weeks. Kimmel has apologized for performing blackface, and a lot of it's just the same thing that we already read. But here's the thing. I find it hilarious. That when it's someone like Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon or Ted Danson or anyone else who I'm not going to be one of these people and say liberal, left wing. No, it's these Hollywood personalities. Okay, let's get this straight. This has nothing to do with what political
Cheerleaders.
aisle you are on. This has to do with how famous you are and whether or not you align yourself with this stupid fucking movement going on. And anyone who is on the other side of this argument and doesn't believe in canceling everything because of a joke, then you don't have the support of Newsweek, The Hollywood Reporter, Los Angeles Times. But if you are Jimmy Kimmel, if you are any of these guys who are social justice warriors, then you get a pass. You get a pass because you're being attacked by conservatives or by the vocal minority or by YouTube personalities.
You get the
Give
rich
me a
guy.
fucking
You get
break.
the rich bastard pass.
So I'm gonna let you guys talk. What do you think?
Fuck the cake eaters.
About getting a rich bastard passed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was rich. I get away with anything.
I
Fuck
mean-
you.
I guess it depends. No, it still depends on which side you're on. Because Trump is rich as fuck, and they don't give a fuck about what he thinks or says. They're just like, nope, you're wrong. You're
No,
evil.
They
We
didn't
gotta
care
get
what
rid of
he said.
you,
They
no
didn't
matter
care
what.
he said until he said what party he was running for. Think about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a very.
And then
It's
once
a,
you apologize,
it's a very,
these people don't
you're
care once
with
you
us.
apologize anyways, because they don't care about that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's a very you're with us or against us mentality. There was another guy out there that had that mentality. What was his name? Oh yeah, his name was Adolf.
Oh,
Clinton?
shit. We're going hot tonight, folks.
Seriously, if anyone has though you're with us or against us mentality, that's the same ideology as that man. I'm not kidding. That was his stance when he was running with his party, and that's why there were people that fled Germany before he took.
But hold on. Let's bring it back. Let's swing it back. I don't want to be canceled yet.
Hey man, that's just history. This is history. This is true. This shit already happened.
Yes, but we know how these people think. That history doesn't exist, Cyber. Nothing bad has ever happened, and if it has, it's because the white, homophobic, xenophobic, conservative males all started it. They are the root cause of every evil thing, and it's everyone else's fault. Look, here's the truth of the matter. The fact that these people keep on bringing it up, they're perpetuating stereotypes. All of this shit is all a result of the media bringing it to the surface. And you know what? Here's my opinion. These fucks should have this turned on their head. Gary from Nerdrotic put it the best, and he said that this is their rules. They set these rules, right? When they started attacking us for disagreeing with certain things in entertainment and things like us, they set the rules. They said, if you don't like our product that we put out, you're racist, you're conservative, you're a xenophobe, you're a homophobe, you're whatever a phobe. They set the rules. And now these people that have done this shit in the 90s, now all of a sudden they're going to defend them. They're going to be like, oh yeah, we set the rules, but because it's Jimmy Kimmel, it's okay for him to do it. No, if we're going to set the rules, if we're going to play this game, if this is the fucking game you guys want to play, let's play it. Because I bet you every one of these fucks have some kind of skeleton in their closet. These people all have some kind of dirty little secret and it's probably worse than anything we can imagine.
No, they
Let's
don't.
just
All of their
Wait,
secrets
Todd,
are
Todd.
dead and buried now. Epstein's dead.
yeah,
Okay,
they've killed their secrets.
PB did it before I could.
They've
He
hung.
did it different than I was going to, but he
You're welcome.
Speaking of hanging out to dry, no, too soon.
Come on, let's get to that Disney one. I'm really excited about something I need to say about it.
Hold on. I want to read what
Gonna be a
Jamie Vick
Jewish
said.
comment.
I want to read Jamie Vick's comment here because
Do it.
it's true. It was a half-assed apology. And she says, things would be different if Jimmy had done an actual apology rather than shit-flinging he did. Exactly. That was an apology.
So he
That was
needed to come out and say that he did not have sexual relations with that woman.
It worked for Bill.
I know.
No, here's the thing. He's such an asshole. He's so condescending and snarky that his apology, yes, I said snarky. His apology doesn't even sound like an apology. It sounds like attacking like he does because all he knows how to do is to attack people. The man doesn't know what an apology is. You have a better chance. You have a better chance of finding Santa Claus than you do of getting one of these fucking ignorant, high on themselves people to apologize for statements they've made.
You have a
But
better
here's the
chance
thing.
at making an atheist believe in God and always attend service than getting these people to admit the shit. That is more rare.
This is the thing. These guys, they want to set these rules, but we're still living under a double standard that they don't want to follow the own rules that they've set. So this is the rules of the game. And now that we're calling people out on it, it's the cancel culture is being weaponized. You fuckers started this. They started this whole canceling people for their opinions mentality. And now that people on their side are being brought up on it on social media and by other people, and that mass amount of people are seeing this and going, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel did use blackface and he did use the N-word on a Christmas album, even though he's white as fuck.
It's
Why
times like
isn't he
these where I
being
wish
called out?
George Carlin didn't die.
But here's the thing, though. George Carlin was fucking hilarious.
No, because he actually called out people on their double standard bullshit.
And what up, Perp?
Yerp. What up?
He
saw
lives.
I saw blackface in the title, and I had to get my own little icon ready.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that, no. I just popped in and said what's up. Though.
Perp, I wanted to invite you because I'm feeling all of this white guilt. I'm feeling ashamed
You should.
because I'm a white Kryptonian.
And you're technically Puerto Rican.
I'm a Puerto Rican white Kryptonian.
You got it real bad.
I'm feeling all sorts of confused guilt about who I am.
As you should. So should PB. Because, in Wisconsin, they got people walking around with KKK, garments on and whatnot. So y'all should feel bad. Just saying.
Perp.
I thought
Where?
Perp was going to guilt you guys into anime.
So,
this is the perfect time, Perp. Tell all of your white friends, be like, I know you all feel bad because you're white, so this is the perfect time to watch anime.
Right, exactly. Watch more anime.
The Japanese ain't doing this shit. No one in Japan is feeling guilty about the new season of Attack on Titans. No, on a serious note here, Perp, what do you think about the cancel culture the ravenous cancel culture turning on its own, turning on Fallon, and all of these news publications protecting him.
It's all shenanigans.
So it is a bullshit double standard then.
Yep.
Oh,
It's all-
don't say that. I love shenanigans, and this stuff sucks.
Oh no, I really have no comment on it. It's just, hopefully they just kill each other off, so then we can go back to normal.
We've been waiting for that since what, 2016?
Right.
We've been waiting since 2016. It's 2020, and we're getting a all females Pirates of the Caribbean.
Better be hot.
That's hot.
It better be hot.
It better
Oh my
fucking
God,
be.
we have
that is a plus.
Like
That is a plus. As long as you have all like sexy, bad,
No,
drop-dead
don't
gorgeous
endorse
bitches.
this.
Listen,
I mean, I like
listen,
They're
listen,
never
listen,
hot, Zod.
Listen. It'd be like, you know what I'm saying? You get all the chicks like they're hot and hot. You get what's her name? Jennifer Lawrence, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Ellen DeGeneres, all of them. In that movie.
Ellen DeGeneres.
What the fuck? I thought he was going to say all the Jennifers, and I was going to say, okay, I can get on board with that, all the Jennifers. But
I'm kidding.
What's up, Stevie?
No one should ever say.
Welcome back
no
to
one
the
should ever say
fandom
Ellen
zone.
DeGeneres and sexy in the same sentence.
Thank
you.
Oh, great
I'm just stepping by for. I'm just stopping by for about half an hour. Great conversation.
He started supporting supporting the other side. He's like, we've got to get gay representation. Ellen DeGeneres.
I should have said Ellen Page. I was thinking of the wrong Ellen.
Okay. Ellen Page is cool.
Man.
Well, at least she's a good actress anyway. But this fucking cancel culture, I tell you what, it's going so fucking far. It's ridiculous. So not only have we got all this people getting cancelled and all this bull crap, but we also got fucking the Academy Awards now saying that there's going to be diversity criteria for winning an Oscar. Are you fucking kidding me? So that means that some piece of shit movie like The Five Bloods could actually win an Oscar just because it's got diversity in it, and some other great movie doesn't have diversity in it. It's freaking bullshit.
I'd like to say, thank God Joker and Parasite got his awards ahead of time. Stevie, because
I like how they keep trying to we gotta find a way to keep our views. Yeah, their views are gonna freaking drop with the Oscars. No one's gonna watch that bullshit. I tuned in to make sure Joker got that Oscar.
Hey, I did a video about this a while ago, okay? The Green Book won, right? And they attacked that movie, and that was, to me, at least, even though it was a good movie, was a diversity pick. And they attacked the movie because it was a white guy driving a black guy around. And that was their reason. They were like, we regret our choices.
That movie to get, wasn't it black musicians into areas where it was very strongly...
Yeah, it was based on a true story.
Yeah. I hate it when people don't read into shit. I kind of like how no one read into PB's video on Profits of Geek Show culture.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that facts don't care about your victim complex. Okay, facts don't care about that. I mean, shit. That's just ridiculous. That was a really good movie too, and it was like you said, based on a true story. And so, what are we going to do? We're just going to cancel everything. Let's cancel Django Unchained. Let's cancel 12 Years a Slave. Let's just cancel every freaking movie that was ever made because everything's
I would cancel that
could
because
be
that guy's a dick. He wants to get rid of Gone with the Wind.
No, do you know what? We should be canceling Showgirls. It's offensive to strippers. That's not really what they do. They spin clockwise, not anti-clockwise.
No.
Shit.
Oh my God! What up, Curtis?
I'm done.
Welcome to
I'm
the
I am
craziest.
fucking done with this cancel culture.
Perp, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, but like I told you, Stevie,
Hey.
we can't cancel the cancel culture because we're anti-canceling.
Hey, you know what you could you know the solution to all this cancel culture shit and all this, gender politics, whatever the fuck they want to call it nowadays. Just watch more anime.
A virus. Oh.
I knew he was gonna say that. At this point, gentlemen, I know you're gonna hate me for saying this, everyone on this panel, but I think Perp actually has a reasonable argument here because it's gonna get to a point where anime and things overseas might be the only safe thing that we can watch.
No, they're trying
Because
to cancel that shit too. You know that, right?
No, it's never happening. Anime
No,
will
they
never die.
don't give it.
I'll get a VPN if they
They're-
try and
they're
cancel it.
canceled.
Hold on, hold
Japan
on.
don't give a fuck about
Stevie-
political correctness.
Stevie might get this reference. Anime doesn't die, it multiplies.
Well, but
I know what
it-
anime
it
that's
still-
from. If he says that
still could
Stevie's
be-
supposed to get it.
That's
still
from the
could be-
Five Bloods.
It still could be. Yeah. Oh, mate. Don't talk to me about that movie, please. It's an absolute piece of shit. Absolute piece of shit. And I keep everywhere I look, that movie. Since you brought it up, it keeps getting good reviews. People keep giving good reviews. I got this comment in my comment section for that video saying, "Thank you for doing an honest review," because everyone else said it was good and I thought it was shit. Because
Yeah, well,
it is. It's crap. It's a
You're-
crap
you're not
movie.
the-
But for
you're not
some
the
reason,
only one
everyone's just like, "Oh, we better say."
you're not the only one that feels that.
Sorry, mate, go
That's strong. You're not the only one that feels strongly about that movie. My one boy, Black Guru, he just made a whole stream about the Five Bloods. I'll send it to you. Shit's hilarious.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
well, why
Yeah,
I
I mean-
have the full crew here, and we're talking about cancel culture, and Cyber Husky wanted to fucking jump the gun on this. I want to get all of you guys' thoughts because I know you heard about this, and this comes to us live from CNS and Business. But Disney announces a major change to Splash Mountain right
shit.
after its outcry. Splash Mountain.
Sorry, hang on.
One-
Stop before you keep going. You can't say splash. It's offensive to dolphins.
I'm sorry. Mountain.
That's offensive to. I want to say Eskimos. but
Okay,
no,
we'll
no,
call
no.
it Sploosh Mountain.
Okay.
Slut Mountain. Slut Mountain.
you bunch of uncultured swines. We don't insult women here in the fandom zone. We're all about that new all-female led Pirates of the Caribbean starring Margot Robbie.
Hey,
Okay,
Of
gotta
course.
be-
you just give me some fine females in there. We cool.
Margot Robbie is the lead, and I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing.
hot and
I'm
keep them
just saying.
dressed hot, it'll sell. It doesn't matter what the story is.
I'm
Next thing
feeling
you
another
know,
Ocean's
next-
8 situation coming along.
next thing you know, you're gonna have Leslie Jones playing Davy Jones. Davy Jones.
Oh God, no! Don't will that into existence.
Oh, no,
I
she
swear
gonna-
to God.
She's gonna be playing Barbosa. She's gonna be playing
Oh no! I swear to
My
God,
God.
if that happens, I know that Disney watches these streams.
So, so what? That's
Meryl
like
Streep.
they could only keep me dead as long as I was a man.
Meryl Streep will
Oh.
be in this movie
Okay, so Splash Mountain, one of Disney's most popular but problematic ride, will be completely reimagined. The company
off.
announced on Thursday. The log flume
Dun, dun,
ride,
dun.
which was based on the controversial 1946 film Song of the South, isn't going anywhere. Instead, it's being rethemed to star characters from 2009's animated film, The Princess and the Frog. Okay, before we continue...
This is where I want to talk about it. Since that movie came out, and Disney stopped doing all their 2D shit, they haven't talked about it for years. Especially after Tangled came out, they didn't talk about that shit at all. And all of a sudden, they're like, oh yeah, that's right, we made this movie, everyone. I forgot we made this movie.
That actually, Cyber, that's a great point. No, but I just want to say, I actually like The Princess and the Frog. I thought that the princess was sassy. Fuck y'all if you guys think that's weird, but like I was digging Princess and the Frog. You know what? I'm a Kryptonian, okay? I don't understand your
what does that
logic.
What does that mean?
That means I'm Kryptonian.
Weird.
Kryptonians' lives don't matter. Obviously, they get their neck snapped.
No, that wasn't every
So
Kryptonian.
is that like saying, whoa, I can touch these boys. I'm a Catholic priest.
Hey, whoa. Hold on a second.
Oh,
First off, I'd like to point out my neck was snapped by a racist white man, and his name was Superman. Okay, so the beacon of hope is a racist white male, and I want to cancel him.
I believe in all follow-ups to Man of Steel from now on, he's going to be referred to as Super Person, not Superman.
Thank you, because Superman is racist, and I'm offended, and we shouldn't show white males snapping necks. It's offensive. Anyways, Splash Mountain has been a mainstay at Disney parks since its creation. Now listen to this. Its creation was in 1989. 1989 was when this ride was created. One of the longest running rides. The new changes to the ride will be implemented.
That means that this this ride was created before Cybernetic Husky and Perp.
Exactly.
you said what?
Because I was born in '84.
This ride was made in 1989.
So we are. Fuck y'all. Anyway, the new changes to the ride will be implemented in Disneyland Park in California and the Magic Kingdom Park in Florida. The move comes amid fans urging Disney to retheme Splash Mountain because of the racial stereotypes the film is based on. Song of the South, which is best known for its song Zippity Doo-Dah, which is a great song. I don't care. I love it.
Zippity-yay.
My oh my, what a wonderful day. Has long been criticized for its stereotypical offensive portrayals of African Americans as well as romanticized view of the antebellum South. The film is so controversial that Disney has locked it away for decades, even keeping it off the extensive flight.
They got no balls to look at their past and not be ashamed of it.
Yeah, we know that.
That's right. They got to release that shit.
Hey, I got a question.
Sure.
So, back in the 90s, what do you reckon? If you ask people, what's more likely to be cancelled because it's problematic? The song, Fuck the Police, or Zippity Doo-Dah? What do you think people would have said?
Definitely Zippity Doo-Dah. Fuck the Police was catchy.
It's got to be Zippity Doo-Dah.
Bro,
they said it was going to be It's a Small World after all.
You play Zippity Doo-Dah backwards? You say
yeah, it's a small...
Like, it's crazy. Crazy, that's all I'm going to say.
You know, it's a small world offends me because it makes fun of small people. So I'm offended by that. Exactly. And the midget community should be too. I'm sorry,
but
little person.
Wouldn't that song be sung by a giant though? It's a small world. Shit.
Disney says the new Splash Mountain concept. Oh my God, here we go. Listen to this, people. This is the word we've been waiting for. Disney says the new Splash Mountain concept is inclusive and one that all guests can connect and be inspired by. It speaks the diversity. Notice how I highlight that. Inclusive and diversity of millions of people who visit the park each year. I've never said. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here. I've never had anyone, and keep in mind, I told you the sad story of how some people, older Zod, went to Disneyland without their child, and they got to experience a park.
Who wants
anyways.
to be dragging a kid around when you need to go on all of the great rides like Sploosh Mountain at Walt Disney World?
You know what?
So,
you know what?
Princess and the Frog is very inclusive and stuff, right? Let's see. What's a character? The main villain is a guy in a suit and a top half, and he's involved with pimping. Voodoo.
Hey! Don't bring the Princess and the Frog into this.
Ain't no wrong with no.
But it's already into this. I was talking. That's the villain.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let's give the top hat guy with the suit. He's the voodoo guy.
Yes, Vazulio, and he was very intriguing bad guy. You know what? Zod has layers. Fuck you guys.
What's his name?
Vazerio. It started with.
I feel like you're saying it wrong.
I feel like I'm saying it wrong too. I'm drunk.
Of course,
Anyways,
you're saying it wrong.
I'm Kryptonian. It's right. Anyways. Here's the point. This is fucking stupid. Why? This ride was around since 1989. Where is it offensive that it's called Splash Mountain and you're riding on a log? Where is any of that offensive? Anybody can tell me? Is it offensive to the log community?
It's offensive to poop.
I mean...
Well,
it's
I
not.
I did see a poll that was run the other day, and the results were that nobody gave a single fuck about the song or the ride before.
No, all they cared about was getting wet on a hot day.
Yes. Shout out to the unicorn. Anyways,
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. That was a great setup. I am not going to blow a setup like that.
Please don't blow anything on the
At
stream.
least my cousin's not here.
Oh God, yeah. He'd be like moving along. No, this is ridiculous because here's the thing. You can bury the Song of the South and Huckleberry Finn and all of the great Disney stuff that you made, but those movies, they didn't celebrate racism. They didn't say that racism was cool.
Wait. You said they're great? Those are good movies?
Hey, Huck Finn was a great movie. I'm sorry. It was very good. It was an inspiring tale.
Inspiring, eh?
Okay, Perf. How is that? No. We're not going to turn this into a racial thing. How is Huck Finn not inspiring?
Hey, no, I'd say no about racial. You can fall for the trap.
No, because I feel like you're trying to make me feel some kind of white guilt here.
The shoe fits.
It's not like I ever said here on the channel that I acquired anyone. I'm just saying.
Right.
I just got to say, is with all this bullshit, is Snow White going to get cancelled? Because she had a whole lot of dwarfs working for her. I mean, that's got to be some kind of bullshit, you know. Like she's this rich princess
to the albino community,
making all these poor vertically challenged people work for her.
No, because here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yes, it
They're not
glorifies indentured servitude,
No, you're looking at
which
this the
is
wrong way.
akin to slavery. And if you're doing it especially to a protected class like midgets, cancel that bitch.
And not to mention, it's in the name. She's in the KKK. Her name is Snow White, isn't it? Snow White.
That's her code name.
She's pretty much the leader.
That's her code name. Her real name is Karen.
She's pretty much the leader.
On that note,
God.
guys, I got to piss off. But yeah,
Same.
screw cancel
Same.
culture. Hope you guys have an awesome night. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon, Zod, on Sunday. But the rest of you guys, hopefully I'll catch up with you soon as well. Have a good one and chat as well. Catch
All
up.
right, Stevie.
You too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Stevie.
I'm also going to take off because I gotta finish up this video I was just working on. I just figured I'd stop in and say
Ooh.
what's up
What-
to everybody.
What is it about, man? Any hints?
A lot of people getting shot in the face. Yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, stay
Jesus.
tuned. I might drop it. I might drop it very shortly or sometime today or something like that. So I was bored. I put it together. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.
We'll see.
All right,
we'll
talk to
see
you
you,
later,
Perp.
Perp.
Thank you for making us all feel white guilt tonight.
No problem.
No, fuck
So-
you, man. I don't feel any goddamn white guilt. Stop talking for me.
No, that's what they do now. They talk for everyone. Do you want to read that comment by Jamie Vick?
I do. Jamie Vick says, in my opinion, anyone who gets offended by words needs to get a life. I have been called every name in the book, but I don't see myself that way, so it doesn't affect me.
Exactly.
I agree
Here's
with
the
that.
thing. Here's the thing. Jamie Vick has an excellent point. People get offended over words, and instead of being fucking grown-ups now, instead of being grown-ups and instead of talking to the other person or building a bridge and getting over it, people decide we're going to cancel them. We're going to go on
People
Twitter.
forget that thing they were taught in school: sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. Because I thought it at one point, it was like, oh yeah, they can hurt, but then when you really, really think about it, because this is a message, is they can call you whatever you want, and if it's like some family member calls you a piece of shit or something really down, yeah, that'll bring you down, but you can rise above it because they're not physically hurting you. You can do anything, rise above it, because that problem doesn't exist anymore for you. You can push that problem away. Maybe not talk to that person who fucking called your names or anything, or ignore it. Like a normal person, ignore it.
Speaking of ignoring things, let's go for a second to The Walking Dead, one of my favorite shows. And apparently, I did an article on.
Okay, good. We made it all the way through Splash Mountain, and Husky didn't say anything about Walt Disney hating the Jews.
Yeah. So
Did you know that Walt Disney hated?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways, gosh, bad dog. Anyways, I talked about Jeffrey D. Morgan. This was the guy who did free autographs. PB remembers that. We talked about it. And now the cancel culture is coming after Negan. Why are they coming after Negan? The Walking Dead boss apologized
Because he's white.
to an actress over the misogynistic Negan insults. The Walking Dead actress Anne Mahoney.
Wait, he has to apologize for something he did while he was playing as his character?
Oh yeah, it gets better.
What the fuck?
The Walking Dead actress Anne Mahoney reveals she once received a phone call from the showrunner Scott Gimple, who apologized, and this guy's a piece of shit, and I'm glad that he's no longer the main writer. But anyways, Scott Gimple, who apologized for a scripted insult about her character's weight during a confrontation with the misogynistic Negan,
He's a
played
villain.
by
He's a
Jeffrey
villain,
Dean
right?
Morgan.
The guy's a villain, right? I don't watch the show. He's a villain, right?
Yeah, he beats
Why
people
do
over
you
the
get so
baseball.
pissed off about a villain being a dickhead?
You got me, Cyber. That's his character. Cyber.
Can you believe what Darth Vader did to him? That was terrible. Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Mahoney played Olivia, Alexandria's inventory manager, in charge of rationing foods and weapons to residents, who is mocked by Negan and the Saviors when they come to collect a tribute. Oh, I remember this episode. It was in season 7, episode 4, Service. During the first meeting, Negan cracks, "I can't be the only one who noticed you got a fat lady in charge of keeping track of rations. Can I?" Gimple called
That's awesome.
called me and was like, "I just wanted you to know that I'm sorry about the line, but Negan's a asshole and he says asshole things." Mahoney said on Skybound's Talk Dead to Me podcast, "But none of us think of you like that. But it's just kind of the shows everybody what misogynist he is, basically." The insult, said in confidence to Rick Grimes, Andrew Lincoln, was taken from issue 103 creator Robert Kirkman's comic book. Negan offends Olivia directly, fucking pictures, directly in season 7, episode 7, Sing Me a Song, where he makes another rude comment about her weight after returning Carl Grimes home following a failed attack on the sanctuary. When Olivia tells Negan about a depleted Alexandria is practically starving, he gestures towards her frame and says, "You," but practically you mean not really. Olivia then slaps him when Negan makes the crass remark in propositioning her for sex. I think just the rest of the time, Jeffrey just was so lovely.
Hey,
We
man,
joked
whatever
around.
it takes to get it up.
It felt like a big brother, a little sister kind of relationship a bit. That's my job as an actor, right? To be offended, and that stuff does hurt when people say it. She laughs. But that's who Olivia is, and she's standing up as her position as Mama Bear. Also, I'd like to keep in mind she gets shot in the head. Heart's Beating, where her character is shot by Savior Arrat moments after Negan spills Spencer's guts. He was actually quite lovely about it. I want to say it was all more than a month and a half before I shot that episode, Mahoney said. Her call with the writer-producer, when Scott Gimple pops up on the phone Sunday morning, I looked at my husband and I went, "I'm dead." And she laughed. As soon as I saw his name pop up, I'm like, "I'm dead. That's it. It's over." Olivia was genuinely a good person, blah, blah, blah. It was a shocking moment, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, so I don't know why comic books is now highlighting this. If you guys have watched the show like I have, or read the comic books like I have, Negan's whole thing is not being misogynistic per se. He's just an asshole. And I hate when they say just because you say a comment and your character is an asshole, he's a misogynist. No, he's a dick. He's a dick to everyone. He is indiscriminately a dick, whether you're male or female. He makes a comment in one of the comics and in one of the seasons where he talks to Rick about not being able to get it up. That's his character. And it's kind of silly that now, this was season 7 and we're in season 10. So now they decide to bring up how he's so sorry about how this character was mistreated, and they said something about her weight as the character in a show, a scripted remark that she read, that she knew was coming. Why is this an article?
I don't know, because you brought it up to us.
So, I mean, it's not just white guilt for the whole race thing. We're going across the board.
Because if you don't bring it up when okay, do you want me to answer you with something that might be semi-reasonable? If you don't bring it up when the topic is relatively hot, people aren't going to care as much, as in you'll get overshadowed by whatever the other big news is. So I guess there isn't a lot of entertainment news going on. So this shot right to the top of your search history or your search results, right?
Yeah. This was on I found this on Google at it was like Disney, you knew that Splash Mountain thing was gonna be big. And of course Jimmy Kimmel is trending. The only time he's ever trend. All of this stuff. And then this is in the history, and I'm like, wow, you've got show creators. Keep in mind, this was a scripted line. This means that they're super secretive about the scripts and who dies and everything. But shit like this, you get ahead of time for particular scenes, because she didn't die in this scene. This was
I'm not going to keep it in mind. I'm going to specifically put it out of mind while we're talking about this article. Continue.
So, I mean, now, years later, all of a sudden, you have the show creator or showrunner, who's no longer the showrunner, call an actress and apologize for writing an insensitive scene about her weight. She was specifically chosen because she looks like the character who's husky, and not cyber, just husky. Oh, that joke.
Good one.
Yes. So, I mean, this is ridiculous. The people recalling shit, people apologizing. The guilt is real.
Stop apologizing for what you have all told me, as in everyone in Hollywood on any side, no matter what it is, they all have said that this is art. So why the fuck are you apologizing for the art that you made years ago because it offends somebody now? People aren't going to come back from the dead and be like, oh, I'm sorry I made a statue of somebody. My bad. I got paid well for it. No, fuck that.
This would be like Michelangelo apologizing for painting the 16th chapel because a Catholic priest now touched a little boy.
Naked.
Oh my God. Did you just say 16th?
Yeah, 16th. Anyways,
he painted them all naked. That's what he'd have to apologize for.
You mean the 16?
Clothes all over them.
He painted the 16th chapel, and because a Catholic priest in 2020 touched some little boy, now he's apologizing, and he wants to cancel his painting. That's how ridiculous this whole thing is. And fruit snacks are delicious, Cyber. Fruit snacks are delicious. Are you eating fruit snacks now?
No, I'm bored. Actually, I'm not bored. It's just that's where my mind's at right now.
So why don't you just get some fruit snacks, man?
I don't have any.
Oh, that's sad.
How do you not have fruit snacks? Are you like in communist Russia?
No.
But it feels like that. So, if you guys have been watching the channel, Stone Cold Jeremy
What
said
channel?
the Sistine, pronounced Sistine
I
Chapel.
said Sistine Chapel.
If you've been watching my channel,
16th Chapel, like a fucking tard.
I've done a in-depth breakdown of The Last of Us 2. And if you if you want to see the video, it's up. Thank you, everybody. I've gotten some pretty good feedback on that. But you can watch about an hour in. I get into a very
You're welcome.
passionate. I get into a very passionate talk about the biggest problem with the game, which is the story. And I'm not the only one. So let me go to this article that says, hold on a second. It says that The Last of Us 2 petition
Wait, so
demands...
The Last of Us 2 snapped somebody else's neck too?
The fans, PB. The fans. The Last of Us 2 petition demands dramatic story alterations. Now, I've got a feeling, or some feelings about this. They will not... The game is already made, folks.
No.
This isn't a television show. You can't fucking change the ending. It's done. They're not going to rewrite a bunch of code and go through...
What do you mean you can't change the ending? I thought that video games had DLC.
Jesus Christ. The Last of Us Part 2's storyline has gone down like a schlamber, or don't read while intoxicated. It's gone down.
Can't help you if you can't even give me a chance.
Shamble, Shamble. That's what I thought. On the end of an incendiary shotgun shell. With some fans, so we supposed it was inevitable that someone would launch a petition to have the plot revised. One such change.org listing has attached 14,000 signatures at the time typing, as it declares the title "Disrespect for every fan that waited for 7 years for the sequel." I said that. While the post is laden with spoilers, it describes the story as extremely bad and appears to take particular issue with the fate of particular character. We don't recommend clicking if you haven't finished the game yet, or indeed are of sound mind, but you can read the full thing, particularly interesting comments on the subject here, and they give you a link. We'll be posting full spoiler discussion in the coming days. We just want to give everyone the opportunity to participate and know that we are still playing through the campaign. In the meantime, please keep your comments kind and the link below. Anyways, I feel like this is kind of like a Game of Thrones thing. Welcome, Gary North. Good morning to you. It's more good late evening. That was a good review and discussion. Thank you, Stone Cold Jeremy. Look, I spoke from the heart. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I don't agree with either side.
Well, I really hope that you're speaking from the heart, because you sure as hell ain't speaking from the brain.
I'm going to tell you guys this right now. The Last of Us 2, I don't agree that it's a 1. And I don't agree that it's a 10. So I'm not taking either extreme view. I agree with one thing. Had this come out in the 90s or before 2016, this game would have had this review. It would be in the 6s, maybe 7, and they would say it has great graphics, but the story falters at certain parts, or some bullshit like that. But what did we get? We got, oh, it's a brave game. They went in a bold direction. Bullshit. Fuck you, IGN, and fuck you, GameSpot. You're lying through your ass. Look. The graphics are amazing. The sound is amazing. The controls are slightly better than the first one, and you actually have a fucking option to hide. But the problem with the game is that the first half of the story sets up on something that the second half of the story cannot deliver. Okay? You are robbed as a player of a certain thing, and go see my review. You'll get what I'm talking about, but you're robbed of the opportunity of doing something that the story sets up. And the side characters and support characters are all a fucking waste of time. This is the biggest travesty because the story has no balls. The creator got cold feet, okay? If you want to go with a female cast, then have the balls to execute your idea. And the thing is, Naughty Dog did not. They wanted to pander. They wanted to play both sides.
Neil Druckmann, I was told, does not have any testicles left.
Yeah, Neil Druckmann is a fucking coward, okay? Look, I understand the whole creative aspect of it, that you made something and now you're being attacked for certain choices. Look, I don't have a problem with what happened to Joel. I feel like in the story it was inevitable. What I do have a problem with is if you set up what happened to him to happen and then you don't execute at the end of the game something that should happen. And I'm trying to be non-specific here. Go watch my review. But let's just say it comes down to a bunch of bullshit. And you know what? This is what happens.
Husky, can you drop the link to this alleged video in the chat?
Which video?
I don't know what the fuck. This video that he's talking about, that he gave a review of this game. I assume it's on his General Zod's Fandom Zone channel.
I thought he put it on the POGC review.
No, I didn't.
Oh no, wait, no,
that's on my channel.
That's the stream. That's the stream. Yeah, I got the stream. I told him to simplify it. One on POGC.
Yeah, so
there it is.
Everybody, you can check that out if you haven't seen it. But yeah, Jamie Vick very elegantly commented, maybe there's a Snyder cut. Jamie Vick, I hope to God. Oh God, we don't even want to go down that dark rabbit hole. Poor PB has been attacked for weeks by these fucking crazy people. But anyways, look, this is the problem, is that on the one hand, I can understand you being a game creator and making certain choices and having them criticized, but they pulled The Last Jedi here. They started attacking fans for not liking the product they put out instead of just manning up and saying, hey, we made these choices. We're sorry you don't like them, but that's where we wanted to go with the story, or some bullshit like that. They said it's the fans' fault. How the fuck is it our fault? PB, were you in the writing room?
It's always our fault when we don't like the stuff that they do with their artistic vision, because we should allow them to do whatever they want with Batman and Superman and every other character under the yellow sun.
Yeah, if that was the case, I'll tell you what, General Zod's neck wouldn't have been the one getting snapped. So let me go down. We're gonna join the pity party with Neil Druckmann. We're gonna join the pity party. We're gonna hear the side of the creator, the man who toiled for you to get the shittiest ending ever. We're gonna hear his words, and he starts off by saying, "It was the worst day of my life." Neil Druckmann opens up for The Last of Us Part 2 leaks.
Oh no!
It was the worst day. The worst. Not finding out that his vision wouldn't be realized. No, The worst day was what they said on social media. If you don't know, or if you don't venture into social media, you might not be aware that a good chunk of The Last of Us Part 2 plot leaks 2 months prior to the game's release. Oh yeah. If you don't go on social media, you'll know. You'll know because a Twitter account with a Joker avatar tweeted pictures of someone having some kind of fate, because I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to be pulled. But at
Somebody
you,
with something happened in a video game, and Neil was upset.
and it had to do with The Last of Us Part 2, and it had to do with golf. While it happens within the first few hours, Joel has something impactful happening. It was a big, impactful moment. One that would have been the best to experience yourself. It also started what's now turned into months of toxicity in debates around the game. Some people saw the leaks and decided they didn't like the story and made up their mind. Even now, if we put this article out about the game, someone will inevitably post something about this person. So, how did these leaks impact Naughty Dog? Creative director Neil Druckmann, the strong and brave Neil Druckmann, explained
Editorialized.
explained on It's Kind of Funny's latest spoiler cast below. And it's in the article. There's a whole fucking thing where he
It's
talks
in the
about
article, which won't be in the description. Good luck finding it, everybody. General Zod.
it's on bg247.com. Anyway, we've pulled out relative quotes if you rather read than watch the video, and it says the thing that was really hard was when the leaks happened and you see that the scene came out. Druckmann said, referencing a certain scene at the hands of a certain person. The love that people have for this character, that's all they have is that. And the fact you then play as the person who did this thing and they lose their shit, understandably, then we have to sit here for 2 months being like, there's more to it. No, there isn't. I ad-libbed that, but we can't say anything right now. They just live with the frustration and anger. That was hard. That was so fucking hard. It was one of the worst days of my life when the leaks happened. I saw it happen in real time. I saw it when it hit YouTube. We were all panicking, asking them to take it down. No, you weren't. You were pulling fucking videos, you lying cocksuckers.
We asked them to take it down, when in reality, all they heard was, "Did you say copyright strike?" They quite obviously must have said copyright strike, so take them all down, strike everything that says Last of Us 2 in it. I don't care if they're showing images, I don't care if they're talking about, if it says spoilers, if it's got the title in their title, you strike that fucking video. God, they need more humans at YouTube.
Then there's a lag, so it takes an hour to take it down. It had maybe 1,000 views when it got taken down. Then you just sit there and your fucking heart sinks. And you're like, it's out there. It's only a certain amount of time until it blows up. A few hours later, it's everywhere. And you're starting to get hate on every social media you're on. And soon it turns into death threats. No. This gets better. Soon it turns into death threats and anti-Semitic remarks. How the fuck would we know you're a Jew unless you volunteer that? No one. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here because this pisses me off.
I mean, I don't know. Is he a Jew or is he
Yes,
the people that want to kill the Jews? Because
he's Jewish, and he said he received anti-Semitic remarks. And I would have never known had he not put that in the fucking article. You're lying out of your ass. No, maybe he got a few death threats. There are crazy gamers out there. We are a very passionate community. But anti-Semitic marks, they go for the
No,
racist comments
No,
every time.
dude, if LB gets racist comments on his tiny channel, I have no idea how many people follow Neil Druckmann or even know that he was a Jew. Like, I didn't know that that name was Jewish. I didn't know that he was Jewish. Either way, they're just playing the odds. There's gonna be at least a handful of assholes because he's gonna have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people following him. And then it's the people that, watch those people that are like, oh, who did what? Oh, yeah, fuck him. And then, oh, how can I get at him the worst? I'll say something that attacks his culture or heritage or however you want to look at that. People are fucking assholes.
I knew people would get upset at a character they love having some unfortunate series of events happen. I ad-libbed that. I never thought it would reach this kind of hate. I don't know how to describe it even. Frustration? Question mark. Because that was fucking stupid and I had to point that out. Druckmann says the studio knew there would be some fans who would be angry with this person meeting a series of unfortunate events. They knew it would be polarizing, but they weren't prepared for what happened. The thing that was hard was to see people kind of dug their heels in the sand, took positions like, I hate this game. No amount of context is going to change that for me, Druckmann said. On one level, it proved that the studio's scene worked. Naughty Dog wanted players to feel what Ellie felt in the moment: anger, hate, hateful, and disgusted. If the internet comments around the leaks were a yardstick for hitting those emotions, it was a success. At some point, it took a few days. You realize the worst happened, Druckmann continued. The worst way this game could be presented happened. Our worst fears, because we did so much to try to protect this story. We wrote back when it happened. You shouldn't judge The Last of Us 2 by the leaks. You can read our review of The Last of Us 2 and hear us shill after this article. So, here's the thing. It wasn't, for me, it wasn't necessarily that this person met a series of unfortunate events or how they met these series of unfortunate events. It was what the conclusion was to all of this. That is the biggest thing. These assholes don't understand that if you invest 15 to 20 hours of your life when you don't have much time on a $60 game and you have a certain thing happen, and then the resolution to this certain thing that happens fucking sucks, then yeah, you're going to be pissed off. And the way they placed the certain thing that happened didn't help the situation. You can't have a certain thing happen and then ask players to see that person's perspective, because at that point they say, fuck you, and I don't want to do this scenario. No. I just heard a whistle. But, I
Oh,
mean...
that might have been me. Sorry.
But, I mean, here's my thing. What do you guys feel about the creator being attacked for their creative choices and them blaming the fans when their story doesn't make sense?
Don't care.
Dude, No, not one fucking bit. Everybody gets attacked for their creative choices all the fucking time.
People
Like,
will
you
make
go to
something
the
that's
fucking
golden will be
local
attacked for it.
goddamn restaurant and you order a fucking cheeseburger and you're like, oh, that wasn't exactly the way I wanted it. And you go on to your social media and you say what you say and you're like, oh, they burnt it. I had bad service, yada, yada, yada. So maybe you blow it out of proportion because one thing was bad. Whereas every other time that you've been there over the last year, everything's been just fine. But it just took that one time of them fucking up your burger for you to go over the edge on that day that you were having off. So, yeah, you're going to get people all over the place get criticized for their choices. How about you just be a fucking adult and get over it?
Yeah, here's the thing too about this. I can't put up Stone Cold Jeremy's comments because, like I said, I would prefer not to get pulled for revealing anything. But Stone Cold does make a good point. And look, this is the thing. Their choice was the easy choice, okay? And they knew they. And look, by the way the story is set up, him meeting these series of unfortunate events was inevitable because it's been 7 years. So in The Last of Us, the story basically comes down to him condemning humanity to save one person, right? He has the cure, but he has to kill Ellie in order to save the rest of the population. So it was a compelling story because Joel, up to that point, really didn't give a shit about anyone. He's not really a hero. He's more of an anti-hero, but he's a likable anti-hero, and people fell in love with this dynamic. Now, you skip to this game, and certain things happen. First of all, they're fucking idiots for the way that they set up this whole thing. And secondly, they have to make certain things happen in order for their story to make sense. And it's all plot conveniences and dumbing down character choices in order to get to the point where we get to. And it's lazy writing. And the thing that pisses people off is the first game may not have had the best controller mechanics, okay? And the graphics may be a little bit dated considering it's been 7 years, but the story was so gripping and compelling and emotional and sucked you in. And this wasn't a different creator. Someone else didn't write this story. The same fucking person, the same company, the same staff made this game. And you're telling me the best fucking story, the best idea that you can come up with is what we got at this. And everyone's praising this game. And they're not praising it because of the fact that the graphics are good or the controllers are slightly better. They're praising it because of the fact that Ellie is gay and Abby is a strong female. And you get to
Whoa! Spoiler alert, man!
Hey, I'm not spoiling anything. It's been in articles. Unless you've been living under a rock, you already know. And it's not even, guess what? Ellie being gay has no effect on this fucking game whatsoever, because by the end of it, there's no reason, there is no reason for any of this to be in the game. And look, you guys know my opinion about going too far on this SJW argument. I don't like to lean one way or the other, but everybody is right. Nerdrotic, Jeremy, PewDiePie, every one of these big channels who have reported this is right. This is all a political game because politics, pure and simple, ruin the story. This game, by all rights, is in the 6s or 7s. But this game is not a 10. This is not a 10 game. This game should not be winning awards over some other game that might actually have good gameplay and a good story. Look, in 2020, every console, every game, damn near, is going to have amazing special effects, amazing cinematics, amazing sound, pretty decent controls depending on what you're playing. Okay, games need a new metric, and story is a big part. And if you're a fucking idiot and you don't think that story factors into this, then I don't know what to tell you. You obviously are just
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's fair.
I mean, here's the thing. We can't do what we did in the 90s or the 80s or when systems were first being a thing. We can't say, oh my God, this game came out and now you can see the dramatic lighting and stuff is so... No, every game has good lighting. Every game
I
has...
understand. We're not reviewing Super Mario World and Metroid Prime, where all you're essentially doing is playing through a game and there is no real story to it. Because I've never played this game before. I've never played the first one before. I never really planned to play them at any point in the future. But from the way that I understood it, the reason that people, for the vast majority, loved the first game was because of how it pulled you into the world, because of the story it told, not because of how shiny it looked. Plenty of games look that shiny. Plenty of them. It was doing nothing extra special in the graphics department.
This game should have came out years ago too. Back when a little after, a couple years after the first one, for a couple of reasons. Not nothing to do with politics. It's because number one reason right here, the zombie fad is dying out.
Yeah,
it was at a peak.
So what that means? Vampires are coming back.
It was at a peak before 2016 and stuff, but it's just gotten dried out.
Yeah, and we've seen certain things now bringing the zombie thing back. But here's the thing, though. The great thing about it was they weren't really zombies per se. It was a little bit different than that, but it still gets put in that genre. But the thing is, why do people like the first Resident Evil or the second Resident Evil? It doesn't have the most amazing graphics. I mean, the first Resident Evil, when you look at it today compared to the newer games, the graphics are not that great. The controls, you can literally spin around in a fucking circle for hours sometimes or get caught on a wall or something. What made those games so compelling? Why people will still pop in the first Resident Evil and walk through the mansion is because the story is compelling. It's scary as shit. You ever play that game in the dark? To this day, with those graphics, that game still scares the shit out of me. I mean, there's giant fucking spiders, man.
I only ever played number 5. A little bit of number 6.
It's still scary as shit. I mean, the thing that people like and why games are different than movies, why they're judged differently, is because you have auditory, visual, and contextual. There's a immersive experience to it. Okay, so if I'm not immersed in the world, and you guys want to see a funny review, check out PewDiePie's channel, because his fucking reactions to this are priceless. I was laughing my ass off watching him go through a playthrough of The Last of Us 2. And I don't even watch his channel like that, but it was fucking hilarious seeing and he even talked about
channel do you watch like that?
I watch channels on Marvel Strike Force and Grand Cross. If you guys don't know,
good to know.
Grand Cross.
No, that makes sense. You got to know where to spend your next check from work. So yeah, of course you're watching channels about Marvel Strike Force.
Yeah, man. I got
What's
Nagasaki.
up, Kermit? When did Kermit get here? Oh fuck, he's been here for like 5-10 minutes.
I got Nagasaki Teenage Warhead. If you
Jesus
guys watch
Christ.
Deadpool,
You
you get
paid
the
for
joke.
that?
Shout out to Netmarble and shout out to Fox Next.
No, you didn't answer my question. You paid for that character?
Maybe.
That's a yes.
Damn.
It's
Jesus
definitely
Christ.
one of my lesser payments for a character. But anyways, bringing my finances out of this.
Did she unlock some other character? You've got to be kidding me that you bought some second tier character from a second tier movie.
No, first of all, Deadpool was fucking amazing, and now I've got X-Force because I got Deadpool Cable.
Is a great movie. It's not amazing. It's not like Infinity War, Winter Soldier, Dark Knight, Joker level guy.
Yeah, it's fourth wall breaking.
That does the fourth wall doesn't just make it a great movie. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
This
besides
guy.
that, I also got Domino, so yeah. That was free.
That's
though.
in the second one.
Yeah. So I got Domino and her, and X-23 gets unlocked by having Domino, Nagasaki, Teenage Warhead, and
okay, that's what I asked you. If another character got unlocked because you got that one, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, I got the full X-Force now, and they are bitching on war. But anyways, enough about me being in the top 100. Out of thousands
in the world.
In the world, yes. But anyways,
you're one of the top 100 players on that game in the world, and we're sitting here talking about bullshit articles.
yeah, man. it took a while, but yeah, that's what happens when you drop hundreds of dollars.
Okay, continue, General.
But anyways, here's the thing. This game, and I said it very passionately, you can go into Cyber, drop the link in the chat, but you can go into that video and go into about an hour of it. I got into a very
holy fucking shit. How long is this video?
It was a live stream. It was about 2 hours.
And you need me to drop the Last of Us live stream again?
Yeah, one more time. I broke down specifics, and look, the game is visually beautiful. It does have good sound on a 4K. You know, it sounds amazing. It looks amazing. But here's the thing. I felt personally, as a fan of this franchise, it was a slap in the face of devoting 15 to 20 hours of gameplay, and I don't have that kind of fucking time. I work Monday through Saturday. I get up at 5 in the morning. Thank God they got us out of 4 in the morning. But anyways, I get up 5 in the morning to be to work at 6, and I work 9-hour days. And I don't have that much time. And if I devote,
so you don't have to work tomorrow?
No, thank
General
God.
Drunk.
That's why I'm getting a little bit toasty tonight. But I mean, if I dedicate my time, or if any of you watching, or anyone who watches, or who will watch the replay of this video, if you are sitting there dedicating your time and your money, and you believe in the people creating this content for you, and they give you a fucking half-ass ending like they gave us, it's a slap in the face. It is telling us we're simple, stupid consumers who will just eat and digest anything that they put out. And it's disgusting, and it's disrespectful.
What about his freedom as a creator to tell the story that he wants to tell.
If you're telling me that in 7 years, this was the story he was looking to tell, then either A, he is not the creative genius that I assumed he was based off of the ending of the first game, or B, he completely changed what his vision was for this game, which I think
Sounds
is the
more
latter.
like he was a creative genius that was able to make one great game and didn't really have a story for a follow up, and then saw the current climate and didn't want to offend the people who are easily offended. And furthermore, curry favor with them. So why not do the things that he does in his second game? It doesn't matter how he got to them, even if you're dumbing it down, because we're checking boxes, man. Because these people out here, the SJWs, they're the ones that'll be pushing my product into the next generation, because the people that bought it in what, 2012, you said it, the first one came out 8 years ago.
7 years ago, but yeah.
Okay, 2013, those aren't
Yep.
going to be the same people that want to buy that game today. And I was like, we were talking about that last week, about how video games are a niche market. If you made that awesome of a game last time, almost every single person that bought it is going to rebuy or purchase another volume of it, or a sequel, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the follow-up game. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you do that if you loved it that much? Like, the first one has rave reviews.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I don't think he was the genius that he was. Like, what other games did Neil Druckmann come up with all on his own?
I would have to look that up.
Well, I'm
I
sure
only
if
went
Gary's
through
still here, Gary could probably tell us. He probably just has it all in his data banks because it's a video game question. He's like, oh yeah, list is right here. Da, 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 here you go. This is all the Neil Druckmann games that he was the head of. And I'll be like, oh, one. I don't fucking know how many it's gonna be. I never played this one. Like, I like zombie games and everything. I like post-apocalypse, and I was just like, I don't feel like I need to spend money on this, even with how great reviews it got. And now look at the position that I've been put in. I don't have to give a fuck about this second one. I didn't have to give a fuck about the leaks. I don't have to give a fuck about review bombing or anything like that. And I can laugh about Neil being so upset that people are attacking his work online. Okay, well, I guess karma's a fucking bitch, because you soaked it up last time when they were praising you to the high heavens. So maybe don't give people a shit fucking product.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. And that's been the biggest debate, and we're swinging it back around to the media. When they're
I mean,
on the other side, it's all grand. It's great. But then when, things turn and they shift and they change things we love, all of a sudden we're the bad guys. The fans, the people who made you famous, gave you their money, you got that house, that card, or that car, and all the nice things. Now all of a sudden, we're racist, we're misogynistic, we're basement dwellers. I mean, I'm just saying, this is
I mean,
This is
I wish I was in the basement dwelling. It's substantially cooler in the basement than it is in the living room. That's for sure. Fuck.
yeah, it's been ignorantly hot. But my last article, I want to kind of switch and be a little bit happier. Who wants to talk about
Yeah.
Michael?
Do you want to you want to bring a frog on for the article?
I mean, yeah. Is there a frog back? Oh, there is a frog backstage. What up?
What's up? How you doing, my friend?
We're doing good. We're doing good. I've been drinking, but everyone else has been.
Yeah, I'm hammered.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I've been drinking this new drink. You guys ever had White Claws?
Yes.
It's the
Oh,
bitch
I've
ass.
heard of it.
You have? It's a bitch ass drink. Okay, I usually drink Budweiser and whiskey, but this shit is delicious, man. I just got turned on to it, and it's like fucking mother's milk. I gotta say, I've been drinking. I got a 12-pack of White Claw and a 2 gallons of red wine, cheap red wine.
Ooh.
So is this
And I'm-
White Claw like malt liquor then?
Yeah, kind of. But it's the most delicious malt liquor you've ever had. Like it tastes like just straight seltzer water. It tastes refreshing. It's really good. But I am a bitch.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't checked my vagina in a couple days, so I don't know.
Yeah. You always got to do those vagina checks.
Yeah, it's a pap smear.
Yeah. Because these days there's a lot of sandy vaginas in the media. Also,
Yeah, there's a lot of sandy vaginas. That's a funny way to put
Speaking
it.
of sandy vaginas, didn't you have an article?
oh yeah,
What?
we are going to talk about some good news, fellas. Some good news. Let me just ask this question before I read the article. Who here likes Michael Keaton?
Yes.
I do.
Any
PB.
PB?
I mean, yeah, I love him as a villain to Spider-Man.
Okay,
great Vulture.
besides that, what
Isn't
about
that what
you,
you're
Senator?
talking about? Michael Keaton being a vulture?
No, I am talking about Michael Keaton in talks to return as his infamous character of the 90s, Batman. 30
I like it if
years.
If it's
For
Batman,
what?
Beyond, I like it. I like it if it's Batman Beyond.
30 years and several costumes.
Ooh.
And even more actor iterations later, and Tim Burton's Batman could be donning the cape once again. That's right. Michael Keaton, who played the DC character in 1989 to 1992 films Batman and Batman Returns, is in talks to reprise his iconic role. Before you break out in a bat dance, though, no, Keaton's reprisal is only rumored. The Wrap first broke the news on June 22nd, reporting that the actor is in talks to play the cherished superhero one more time. There's a catch, though. If he does agree, it won't be a solo film. The appearance will actually be a cameo in the upcoming Ezra Miller-led Flash. And it would serve as an introduction to the complex idea of the multiverse in DC Comics is known for. For those of you who aren't into comic book jargon, PB, the multiverse refers to the number of alternate universes that are linked in the larger DC universe.
Motherfucker, I know what the goddamn multiverse is. It's got nothing to do with comic book jargon. I knew what the multiverse was before I knew what fucking comic book jargon was. You kidding me? Like, yeah, I watched cartoons. I didn't know what the fucking multiverse was. And then I watched Ancient Aliens, and I knew what the fucking multiverse was.
Also, you might not understand big words like flashpoint, but anyways, and are often used to allow different versions of the
I
same
used to watch a
character.
TV show called Flashpoint, Dick.
Considering that it would make total sense for the move to jump into fantastic timelines in which Bruce Wayne has aged gracefully or otherwise is something that the televised Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover managed to pull off last winter. Debatable at any rate. At any time, viewers
That
were
was evil Batman.
tickled pink to see people like Burt Ward from the original Batman TV series walking the streets of Gotham City on Earth 66, former to the Flash's star John West ship pop up on Earth 90. How many of these multiverses will translate onto the big screen is still a mystery, but Keaton's potential casting
All of them.
is enough to get fans riled up. He's even trending on Twitter. June 23rd, 31 years to the day after the release of Batman. You can't blame people for being excited about the possibility that the casting and the timeline shift may open up. Who wouldn't
Wait,
be pumped?
if I can't blame people, who am I supposed to blame? Like, did everybody get hacked by one Russian bot? And he was like, I am excited.
Can I throw my 2 cents in that it'd be better if it was Christian Bale?
Please.
If it was Christian Bale instead of Michael Keaton, it'd be a much bigger deal.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Michael Keaton is...
Dude, most people who are voting on this shit weren't alive when Michael Keaton was Batman in '89. I mean, Christian Bale was Batman in the most profitable era of Batman. Why they don't bring him back and bring out the Brinks truck, I don't know.
Batman was...
Especially if it's just
famous.
going to be a cameo.
They said, though,
cameo?
but they said if it was successful, they would use him as a Nick Fury kind of character.
He's going to be 70. He's going to be 75 doing Batman.
I mean, how old is Samuel L. Jackson?
Well, black don't crack, and I guess it works for Batman Beyond. But I just, if they're going to go the Terry McGinnis route, then I guess.
I mean, but still, this would be, I think that this would be really, really awesome thing to do, especially because Bert, you jerk. I grew up with Keaton's Batman, and I was a huge fan.
I'll give you this, Zod. This is a bigger deal, or would be a bigger deal, than putting, gosh, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but J. Jonah Jameson in the post-credit scene in Far From Home.
Sure.
Yeah, because I got
Bigger
that
than
reference.
that.
I got that reference, and everyone else was like, who the fuck is that?
Zod, why couldn't we have Keaton and... I mean, if we're going to do a multiverse, then you should have Keaton and Bale. I mean, why not?
Fucking A, man. Oh.
Well, Christian Bale stated that he will not... Christian Bale said he will not work on a Batman project with anyone but Christopher Nolan.
Well, then you bring back Christopher Nolan.
They want Christopher Nolan.
So yeah, you bring back Christopher Nolan for like a week or a day or whatever it takes to film his one cameo that's going to be his multiverse scene and get it fucking done.
Christopher Nolan said he won't ever do a Batman movie since Heath Ledger's death. Like the third one with Bane was his last one.
Well, that might be pre-COVID, and you know what? I mean, there's money to be paid, right? You need to challenge Marvel. You need to challenge Marvel, and you know that's a way to do it. If they did that, that would be dropping the gauntlet. That would be like, what's up, right? Wouldn't it?
I think that Keaton, and I agree with Jamie Vick when she said Michael Keaton was a better Batman than Christian Bale. There's two different kinds of.
Okay.
There's two different kinds of.
Batman. He wasn't a better Bruce Wayne.
I was getting to that point. When you play Batman, there's two roles you essentially play. You play Bruce Wayne and you play Batman. Michael Keaton's Batman was that was Batman, okay? When you watch that first movie, it opens with him snatching people in the darkness, and the way that he talked, that to me was like the metric for Batman. Now, Christian Bale, I'm sorry, he sounded like a chain smoker when he talked in his Batman voice.
They both dropped their voice. What are you talking about? They both did this.
No, Keaton's Batman was understandable. Christian Bale's like,
they both did it. They both did it. They both did it.
Hey, I could clearly hear him say, "Where is the trigger?"
Adam West didn't need to drop his voice.
Christian Bale would Michael Keaton's ass. That's just plain and simple.
It was the 80s and 90s. That suit was fucking amazing for the time. That suit was still the metric, even to this day. Christopher Nolan took his basic designs from that suit.
Christian Bale would whoop Michael Keaton's ass 2 times on Sunday.
That's because Christian Bale is like 20 years younger than Michael Keaton.
I'm not saying that. Dude, it's the size. It's size and girth equals MC squared.
That's because he's younger, and I'd still say that Michael Keaton would put up a good fight.
He would, because he's intense, you know, and I like Michael Keaton.
He's an intense dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, get Michael Keaton and Christian Bale in this multi-universe if you try to challenge Marvel and make this money.
Cyber, I see you in the comments, man. I have no clue what's going on here, but it's mildly disturbing.
Dude, hey, thank you for inviting me on, guys. I'm glad to be here.
No, I feel like the bigger point that
drunk debates. Zod.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just telling Zod he needs to do a drunk debate where he only brings on people that are as fucking hammered as him. They just argue about
to debate him when he's drunk.
Yeah, that would be fun to watch.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So I was going to say the point that Bert brings up, that if Christian Bale could possibly be a bigger draw than Michael Keaton, and if we're only talking about a cameo, why couldn't they get both of them to do the movie? And if you say, well, he wouldn't work with this fucking director, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about Ezra Miller at all. He might be the worst incarnation of the Flash that I've ever seen. But if they take his Flashpoint movie and they turn it into this ultimate movie of cameos where you're seeing every single freaking hero in the DC universe through the last, 60 years, that'd be fucking awesome.
Amen. But why didn't Ezra Miller get in? How did he not get canceled for Stone Cold Stunning a white woman?
I know, that fucking sexist.
He's a leftist. He appropriates socialism, so he's good.
Yeah, that's crazy. He put the hand out for 10 seconds before he Stone Cold stunned that bitch.
Yeah.
He really fucking took it down, man. He fucked her up.
I mean, this is what we've been talking about, though, the media biased, because no one talks about that. But I mean, yeah, I had to bring this up.
I thought you said we were talking about media hypocrisy, not media bias. Which is it?
They're both one and the same.
They are not one and the same. They are similar.
aka I'm right.
AKA pour another drink.
I am. Anyways.
Who am I kidding? You're not pouring drinks. You're drinking it straight out of the bottle at this point. You've ran out of soda.
Oh, PB knows we were well. Anyways, before I get too fucked up and I pass out live, that's pretty much our articles that we had. I wish Bert, you would have came on sooner because we had all sorts of fun shit to talk about. I gotta get you on when we start.
Yeah, that's a good plan. I'm just glad to be here, man. Thanks for inviting me on, man.
No problem. No problem. If you guys don't know, check out Bert's channel. He's got some funny shit on there. He's got some watch alongs and some great stuff. Definitely go and check him out.
Yeah, I'm probably the best pound for pound YouTuber that's ever been born.
Oh shit!
Representing.
Anyways, I'm gonna go down the line, start wrapping stuff up. Let's go with the most political person on this panel, Cybernetic Husky. Tell them about your next Trump video you got coming out.
No. I got some bullshit. I got this as soon as PB puts the thumbnail on it. I got a video with some dark humor.
I'm supposed to make a thumbnail
with a certain current event. You'll know when you click the video.
I'd
it's
like
very,
to.
Very dark.
Can we pull a video together, my friend?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
And
what?
Get on our Discord server though. I gotta grab that.
So yeah, check out Cyber's dark video coming out. I'll check it out because now I'm curious about what the subject is.
Okay, I just have one question, and this will tell me how dark the video is. Is it darker than Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 3?
I don't know. I don't watch that shit.
So yes. That's fucking
it's
dark.
So dark.
Dark as in humor. Dark as in humor. It's the darkest humor I have on my channel. Or will have.
And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, I guess the best pound for pound YouTuber in the YouTube verse, Mr. Bert K. Tell him about your channel and what you got going on over there.
Well, I fucking make just like the best shit on earth, so you just go check it out. I'm just so talented. That's it.
Greatest promo ever. And of course, this person is the most hated by Zack Snyder fans. This person is the most hated by Zack Snyder fans ever. This has been the most downvotes I've seen on a video on his channel, my channel, Cyber's channel, or the Prophets of Geek Culture in general.
Hey, man.
Number one villain, Mr. Pop Culture PB. Tell him about your most infamous video and how you've just offended the fifis of all of the Snyder Cut fans.
Hold on a second.
You gotta do to these Snyder lovers.
Hold on a second. When did YouTube make it so that I can't click people's channel in the comments?
Oh my god, like 3 weeks ago.
This is dumb because now I can't.
It's the worst ever. No, you gotta search everyone's name. So now when people show up and you go, "Is that the real person?" and you click on their name, you're like, "Oh, okay." Now search. Did I spell it right? I don't fucking know.
So yeah, tell them about your new video.
Oh yeah, put the video on Prophets of Geek Culture, calling out Zack Snyder and how he lied to you and me, and you get to choose whether he lied about one thing or the other or both. Like, it's your choice, and I'm just giving you the information. And then people on Twitter did not appreciate it. people on YouTube did not appreciate it. They were in the comments attacking Perp, like calling him white. I was like, you obviously have never listened to him on his channel or on our channel before, because he's most definitely not white if you've ever heard him. My God. So yeah, go check it out if you want to go see some hilarious comments. And, you know, it's a longer video, and most of the bulk of the information is in the first half. So then you just speed through the second half.
Yeah, so go check it out, because I've never been in more of a stupider argument than with these people. And of course, you guys have been on the Fandom Zone. I'm going to have a late night talks tomorrow where we'll talk about more chicanery and stupid shit going on. And I've got some great Penny Dreadful reviews. I've been getting some real buzz, and the season final comes out this Sunday. I'll get it Sunday morning. I might do a non-spoiler review in the morning when it comes out, and then a spoiler review at night when people have, you know, had a chance to watch it. Also, this Sunday, before my Penny Dreadful review, I will be talking with a certain Australian somebody, Stevie J, and we will be reviewing on Sunday Movie Talks Battle Angel Alita. We're going to go in depth, and you guys actually might be surprised.
Oh, that was such a disappointing poll, man. I wanted it to be Batman versus Superman.
I know, I did too. I really thought that's where the crowd was going to lean, but no. It might end up being Battle Angel Alita. But, you know, it'll be interesting nevertheless, because you guys actually might be intrigued by my take of the movie and how I feel about it, because
I've never seen the movie.
I own the movie, but I still think
I know you own the movie.
I think it's overhyped, and I think that when it came out, really overshadowed the movie itself. But we're going to talk about it and break it down, and you know,
75 million domestic, not good.
Yeah, we'll talk about the box office numbers and why I think it's suffered, because it ran against a certain brave and stunning, powerful female.
And both of them have cult fan bases.
No, one has a bunch of normal people.
They both have cult
Captain
fan
Marvel
bases.
doesn't have a cult fan base.
Has a weird cult fan base.
No, Captain Marvel has a general audience. Like, Captain Marvel was famous with the normies. That's why it did $1 billion.
It's called Simps. That's what I'm getting at, son.
Well,
that's the cult fan base at the Simps.
I don't understand your weird language.
Simp. Anyways,
I want to get off here before I pass out, but thank you everybody for watching. Remember, the only rule here in the Fandom Zone, #cancel Jimmy Fallon.
I thought it was
Good
Kimmel.
night.